to a rave, take some random stuff with people that I don't know, get a lot of booze, get drunk. I won't have a. You say that I'm not gonna cure my traumas. That's not gonna happen.
You know, I never tell anybody what they should or should not do. It's your life, man. You live it however you want,
Okay.
right? But yeah, I don't think that's a very good idea. And if you wanted my advice, I would highly advise against that.
I see. All right. So, when you say psychedelics, is there a psychedelic of choice, or they're all welcome?
So they all have their own characteristics. Now, we're talking psychedelic substances like things that grow naturally or things that are synthesized in a lab like LSD or ketamine, for instance. But you have so many that grow naturally like DMT, psilocybin mushrooms, ibogaine, I'm sorry, peyote, mescaline. You have, your wachumas, all these different various, so many different types of plants that grow naturally that have psychedelic substances. You can get to that exact same experience because our bodies produce psychedelic substances like DMT, for instance. You can get to that exact same experience through other means like meditation, through sensory deprivation, through connection with nature, through extreme physical exertion. You can do a sun dance and push yourself to the brink of exhaustion and dehydration, and you'll have an incredible experience throughout all of that. Fasting, you go to the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights in isolation, and the heavens open and you hear the voice of God. There's
Oh,
so many ways to get to this exact same experience, and that is ultimately the goal, is to continuously get to that deep connection to yourself on your own. But the psychedelic substances, again, are fantastic tools to help you get there,
I see.
and they all have their own personalities and their characteristics to them. And what you have to do is you have to build a relationship with each one of these, with the one that, I'm not saying that you have to work with every one of them, by any means, but to really get the therapeutic relationship going is you have to build that relationship. And so each one of them, like I said, they have their own personality characteristics. And it's a little bit about knowing those characteristics and making choices on which one you think is going to work best for you and for what your goals are. And then putting in the effort beforehand to really prepare yourself to work with it and to get in line with that. And then when you do it, you'll have a totally different experience.
I really get a sense that the psychedelics are really like a small part of it. They're very powerful, but they're just there as a tool to help you. But the most important part of the whole process is actually you preparing for it, accepting it, doing the work, and then maybe using the psychedelics to maybe achieve one step higher. Is that the case? That's the vibe that I'm getting.
Like I said, there's nobody or nothing that's going to come and save you. There's
Yeah.
no magic pill. There's no hero. There's no, knight in shining armor that's going to come and rescue you. You have to do it yourself. You have to be the person that you've been waiting for. You have to become your own hero. You have to become your own parent. You have to take care of your own pain. There's nobody who's going to be able to do that for you. It's not possible. And there are fantastic teachers and tools to help you along that journey all along the way. So there's people who can help you through it. And then there's, tokens or tools that will help you do it as well. And these are a fantastic tool to help you along the way.
Oh man, that's amazing to hear because I've heard of cases of people who just went to the Amazon. They're like, "Oh, I heard DMT will cure my life, and then I'm gonna level up, and I'm gonna get enlightened. I'm gonna achieve nirvana, and that's it." They just go to Amazon to the Amazons. They do the DMT thing, and then they have a bad trip. Whatever happens, they are not in a good mental state, and they regret it later. They say this was
Yeah.
the worst time of my life, and I
Yeah.
think it's touching a little bit on what you said, like you need to want to do that. There's no magic pill. You need to kind of do the work. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're destroying the cultures down there when they go and visit. They're
Oh,
bringing in they're bringing in all of their money, their currency, their customs, and they're inviting in all the corruption that comes along with that. And those very fragile indigenous cultures down in the Amazon are immensely impacted by the ayahuasca trade that's happening down there. Now, don't get me wrong, I've gone to the Amazon too. I've worked with the indigenous down there, and I've worked with ayahuasca myself, and it can be very powerful. It's an incredible, incredible medicine. But if you don't have those skills and tools in place, you know, good luck. It's not going to do it for you. You know, you might get revelations, you might understand things, you might get some relief, but it is not going to address the pain. You know, I'm sorry. People don't like to hear that. They like to think that if you take this psychedelic or you go into the Amazon and you work with ayahuasca, fixed, changed. You know, like you said, nirvana. I drink green tea now. I see rainbows and butterflies. Yeah, but you'll notice that that urge to still slap people still there. So, yeah, you got to do the work yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's what we've talked already. Like we've talked about already. It's like people has this pop-up pill mentality. It's like you just go to the doctor, they're gonna prescribe you something, and then you're gonna be cured. And now they're hearing that maybe psychedelics can help with whatever they're going on in their lives. It's like just gonna go there, take the psychedelic, and gonna cure myself. So it's not like that, folks. That's not how it
That's
works.
right. You know, just about every person I've ever worked with comes in with that idea too.
Yeah.
And it takes quite a bit of us preparing before that idea starts to subside. It's just so deeply entrenched. It's all through our society right now. You see all the news headlines, you know, FDA labels MDMA a breakthrough drug and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I see why people have that idea. I once held that idea. You know, I thought that this was the key to unlock the doors, and in lots of ways it is, but it is not going to do the work for you. And so when I start working with people, um, you know, we start taking that inventory of the pain and we start relating and connecting with it. Usually, people see very quickly that they got to do the work themselves.
Mm, mm. It was very interesting that you mentioned the fact that the body produces DMT. And I was like, what? Like, how come? So could you explain that a little bit? Why our bodies would produce DMT? It's fascinating.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great mystery. Um,
Wow.
You know, there's been lots of studies around this. Rick Strassman out here in Albuquerque has been doing studies all throughout the 90s and early 2000s. DMT, the spirit molecule, was written off of that. They did the documentary on it as well. It's a great mystery on where it's produced. They think it's in the lung. They thought it was in the pineal gland. We don't really understand why it's there, but it is there. And we have hormones in our bodies that